Good morning and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap session for Friday, November the 17th, 2017. My name is Doug McKay. I'm founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market, macro and micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses for the day. We do create multiple hypotheses in order to have a plan in place. We do not know what the market's going to do. We therefore take a look at what the auction could look like and then create a plan around that. And then we wait to see what the market is doing on the open, who's in control, and then we execute the plan that best suits the market. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in checking it out, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. This is not a commercial venture. We do everything live here in the go-to, and then we do live trading and analysis during the course of the trading day. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, your own risk metrics. So taking a look at yesterday. Yesterday, our main hypothesis was an open auction just out of range, a push down to test the 71, possibly to the 69.50, find responsive buyers, and then rotate up towards that 82. We had that naked VPOC up here at the 82 area. Hypo 2 was an open auction, failure to take out the overnight high or just take it out, then rotate down into the prior day range and chop inside. Hypo 3 was a open drive or open test drive and a move up into testing that 25.90 in a quarter area. Well, we got Hypo 3, definitely. We opened auction. We had an open drive. They came back, failed to get below the open. We failed to hold below the VWAP in the mid, and then they just took off, rotated up, chopped around in that 82 to 84 area, went up. We didn't quite get to the 90, and we basically closed up around the 84 and a quarter, and that was it. It was the trade was to the long side, and it was hard to catch if you didn't get in early. It was hard to catch a trade because the largest pullback was right here of only 3 points, and we just basically went up and held value higher. Taking a look at the overnight. Overnight, we opened auctioned in range, and then we went up to that 85, 75. Remember that 85 area was the range high from last, was it Thursday? From the 13th, 85.50. That was the week high that we had. We failed to hold above it, and then we rotated down back towards the LVN, tested the LVN from the RTH session, and then basically went sideways, poked down, had a rally back up to that 85.50 and held again, and has since have come back down. We even had news that was pretty good, and the market sold off a bit. We had building permits this morning at 8:30. Expected 1.24 million, came out 1.29, 5.9% versus 2%, 1.29 million housing starts versus 1.18, 13.7 versus 5.6. So this should have gave us a bit of a lift off. Now the Canadian CPI came out as anticipated, so there was no movement based on that, but instead the market, the news came out when we were trading at 84 and a quarter, and since sold off some. 10:30, we have the ECR weekly annualization. 11 o'clock, we've got the KC Fed Composite Index. 11 o'clock, we've got, 1 o'clock, we've got the rig count. And that's about it. The bill passed the House. It's going to Senate next week, so I don't think we're going to get any serious headline news today. So basically, the big news is over. Of course, I always like to start my day taking a look at the macro to micro. I use a simple candlestick chart with a 9 EMA, 20 SMA. And what I'm looking for is where we are within the time frame. Do we have good slope and separation? Is the trend being is the trend strong, or is it being challenged by breaking the 9 EMA or being violated by breaking below the 20 SMA? Also use this to do chart patterns. You can see that we've been in this upward channel of the upward sloping fork, nowhere near close to challenging this trend. We don't even violate the trend until we get below the 2500 on the weekly. Going to the daily, we did break below the 9 and the 20. It looked like the trend was going to get broken, and we had 1, 2, 3, 4 days taken back in one day, and got a bullish engulfing. We're back above the 9 and the 20, and it looks like the trend wants to continue to the upside. We're very close to the all-time unequalized high that was put in at 25.94.50. The RTH trading session all-time high is 93.50. This is what we call an unequalized all-time high. Still expecting that to get broken. But this was the first, decent sell-off in quite some time. Going to the intraday, you can see that we took back everything yesterday in the RTH. We sold off in the Globex, came down, tested the 9, and now we're breaking. If we break below the 79, we have a naked cross on the 4-hour here down at the 74 area. So I wouldn't be surprised if we came back down there. But again, this is the 4-hour, so you have to think in terms of that time frame. Going to the 30-minute, you can see that we are basically going sideways right now in the Globex, consolidating. We tested the 20 again from above, and currently trading in between. So we've got some indecision here on the 30-minute. On the 5-minute, this is the news I was talking about. It sold off, and we came down to the 82 area and seemed to be bouncing a bit, but you can see that we are below the 9 and the 20. Bit of a cup and handle on here. Let's just draw this out, see if it's validated. There would be the left rim, right rim. First, I have to check to see if it's validated by checking the retracement, see if it came back far enough. It did. It came right to the 61.8, so this is a valid cup and handle. So you want to watch the right rim up here at that 85.50 again. And to give us our target, we take the 61.8 extension, and our target is 89.25, which is basically one tick below the high of the RTH session yesterday. So that is a valid cup and handle. It will be invalidated if we break below the 81.50. So just keep an eye on this. Again, don't try to trade the handle unless you've got another setup to go along with it. It's really a break of the 85.50, and the safest way to trade a cup and handle is the break and then the pullback and hold the right rim and then get long. But if you do have a setup, you can trade the handle. Just realize that patterns can be violated, and a break below the 81.50 will violate this one. So until you look at the big picture, the structure, you can see that we had fallen back inside of this. This should be right here. Oh, not that far. This is why I use my Toss paper money for charting. I hate the drawing tools on IRT. You can see that we had fallen back into balance and we came down to this 61.75, but I had cautioned everybody on the short side because of the fact if I move this back 2 days ago, sorry, 3 days ago, the overall microcomposite VPOC was down here. And then on Tuesday, it shifted up to 77. So I said, if we can get above 77 and hold, look for them to move us back up and move us towards that last place they tried to hold value up here at the 25.90, and we missed it by just a couple ticks. We got to that high at 89.50. We're currently trading above the microcomposite VPOC. We're just above the 4-day microcomposite VPOC. I'm sorry, microcomposite with value area high here at the 82.50 area. That's going to be an important level for us. The over underline is going to be the 79.25. Anything below 79.25, look for them to rotate back to this balance in around the 77. That puts us back inside of the value area. The CLVN is the microcomposite value area high right now. So anything below that, that puts us back into value and likely to come down and pick up late buyers down here at the 77 area. If we can hold above there and stay above the 82.50, the primary target above today is the 90.50, and of course equalizing the unequalized all-time high up at the 94.50. So let's take a look at the overnight, start moving our levels over. We've got a nice Gaussian distribution in the overnight session. They're holding value pretty strong around that 82.50. So just on top of that smaller time frame microcomposite value area. The VPOC from yesterday's session is up here at 84.75. It is still naked. This will disappear. This Globex session will disappear. The inventory is roughly around 80% net short, so we should see some balancing on the open. And I'm expecting to see some wide opening swings today inside of the day yesterday. Yesterday was a trend day, very toothy, but most of the distribution is up here above that 80 area. But I'm watching again that 79.25 area, which is going to be our over underline. So we're going to just get rid of some of these, and I'm going to put my over underline at 79.25. Just get this daily ATR out of it. Well, let's do it. Our daily, our full session, 20 period, average true range is running at 1640. We continue to see that expand after it compressed down under 11. So off of the high overnight of 86 minus the 1640. Our downside daily ATR is down at 69.75. Let me just get rid of some of these. Should have cleared this off before I started. Okay, our low of the week is still that 55.50, so our weekly ATR is sitting right on top of that naked VPOC at 90.25, off of the low overnight of 79.50. Our upside daily ATR target is 25.96. This should go to here. This should go to 96. Okay, and our VPOC is not likely to shift. It might shift if we come back up here to the 83.75, but it is currently 82.50. And there's really nothing else to guide us. So let's just expand our larger time frame up, and our over underline is going to be the 79.25. Our key line in the sand is going to be moved to that 71 area. I'm actually going to use the 71.50. And our current microcomposite VPOC is at 77. That's our primary target below our over underline. And our current fair value. And so below that, we've got where the VPOC was at 75. I'm going to use that as a trade level, targeting the overnight or the day low, the IB low from yesterday, and the open all around that 73, 73, 75, 74 area. And then the key line in the sand, 71, our daily ATR, and then our downside target for today, if we get into our hypo 4, is going to be down here at the 65, 63, 75 area. In terms of levels to the upside, you can use the 81, but I think it's just too close to the over underline. So I'm not gonna use that as a trade level. This is going to be kind of a no trade zone between the 85 and the 81 level. I am going to use the value area high here at the 82.50 as a warning line. Actually, we'll just put it in here. This is going to be overnight VPOC and our warning line. So if we get below here, we're looking at the possibility of coming down and testing our over under. And then the value area high up here at 88, of course, with targeting the 89 and 90. And then above that, there's the value area high from the 3 days they tried to hold that value at 91.50. And then, of course, we've got the all-time unadjusted all-time high right here. And equalize. Oops. All-time high in the Globex. And just below that, we've got the RTH all-time high at and then I have a measured move. It's all the way up at 2606.50, and that's a fib extension from 518 to 88 to 821, and that's at 2606.50. And this is a measured move. All right, so those are our levels. There's not much else to put up here because there isn't anything else up there. So we are currently trading at the overnight VPOC. We're inside the upper distribution. We're inside of value. So my main hypothesis is going to be an open auction in range, in value, a move down to test the 79, maybe poke down to the 77, but I'm expecting a basing pattern down here and then a rotation up into the 84.75, chop around in value, push up into the value area high, and then break through and come up here to the 25.90, and then go and equalize that all-time high at 25.94.50. I think that we could drift up there today on low volume and no news. My hypo 2 is going to be a open auction in range, in value, a push up and a failure to break out or a false breakout, and somewhere between the 88 and the 91 area, finding responsive sellers, rotating us down, and then basically coming down and testing the 79 and a quarter area, chopping around in here, and then slowly starting to work our way up, but closing somewhere in around the 84, 85 area, possibly even a push down to the 77, but basically a failure to get the continuation of the uptrend, and then coming back and just balancing out and going sideways into the weekend. Hypo 3 is going to be a open test drive, a push up into, first of all, where's our overnight high? Sorry about that. 86 is our overnight high. And did I put our overnight low down there at 79? No, I didn't. Sloppy Doug. All right, so hypo 3 is going to be a open drive or an open test drive, failure to take out the overnight low, push up into the 90 area, balance here, and then push through, create a new all-time high, and go into a trend and test that 2600 level, possibly even come up into this measured move. Boy, I'm not doing good with my labels today. So that is hypo 3. Hypo 4 is a open auction in range, failure to break out of the top, come down here into the 75 and basically chop around the 75, push down into the 71.50, and then fail and come down into that 63, 65 level and close somewhere between here and the 72 area, and closing just below yesterday's RTH range. So those are my main hypotheses. Again, we're creating them because we do not know what the market's going to do, but we want to have a plan, and then we'll execute that plan based on what the market is showing us. Taking a look at gold. Gold is continuing to just chop between this 91 and this 68, and we're above the 83. So if we can hold this 85 area, I'm looking for that 91 to 93 area, and then continuation up, and finally a break away from this composite VPOC down here. All the levels remain the same as they were: 80, 85, 86, 83, 78, 72, 68, and 63. Above 90, 91 to 93, and then 1300 and 1304.70, 1305 area. We might get final move today, but it is Friday, so we'll have to see. Any breakout in gold with any momentum at all, do not try to fade it. Try to get into it and ride it, because this move away from this balance is going to be, I believe, very strong. That's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.